What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to space in Universal Century 0087. Last time, Kamille got left on Earth, and he had to tag along with Amado, Hayato, and Kuraba. Kamille also fell in love with a cyber new type, who eventually found out was his enemy. In this episode, Kamille will return to space. We will also see the introduction of the pivotal Zeta Gundam. So let's get into this. When Amado tries to have a conversation with Kamille, Beltachika tries to start a fight with him. This conversation essentially leads to Amado understanding that, like Kamille, Amado might have to return to space. On the Sidori, Ben Wooder blackmails 4 into fighting and destroying the Aldulma, which is Kuraba's Garuda-class ship. He says that if the ship isn't destroyed, the Murasame new type lab will be closed down, and thus she will never get her memories back. Last episode, we learned that the new type lab and the Titans are somewhat holding her hostage by keeping her memories from her. She will do anything to get her memories back, which is why she is piloting the Psycho Gundam for the Titans. They received info from Luo and Co. regarding a new Titans base. They are also trying to rendezvous with the Argama in space, but in order to do that, they must make it to New Guinea in time. Hayato doesn't think this is going to happen. The Sudori crew begin their attack. The Garuda is informed of their presence. Amado instantly launches in the Hyzak. 4 launches in the Psycho Gundam. They head straight for the Garuda-class ship. Hayato starts ascending. 4 starts doing damage. Beltachika gets Kamille to launch.
Beltachika!
My apologies, Director.
While Amado fights the Psycho Gundam, Stella starts having a panic attack. 4. She retreats for now. Namikar scolds and slaps 4 for returning. She returns to the battlefield. Wooder decides to make his suicide mission. He tells all personnel to retreat. A few men stay by his side. Before Kamille launches, Beltachika gaslights Kamille and tells him that he doesn't want Kamille to fight alongside Amado because he pushes himself too much. Kamille launches. Kamille and 4 engage in battle. 4 starts attacking Kamille, but he doesn't attack her. While Kamille fights the Psycho Gundam, Amado notices that the Sudori is getting close to the Garuda-class ship. Kamille gets out of the cockpit and talks to 4 face to face. Kamille tells her his life story, and she's like, nah brah, I'm not having that. She points a gun at him, no actually I do mean her, and pushes him out towards his Gundam. She continues attacking. Meanwhile, Amado is not so PC.
Where's that black one going?
The Psycho Gundam crash lands into the side of the Sudori. She gets out and plans to help Kamille use the Sudori as a booster to get back into space. However, Wooder comes down to the hangar and shoots 4. As she is shot, both Kamille and Amado feel 4 as she tells the 2 to use the Sudori with her psychic new type powers. This is Camille's only way back into space if he wants to rendezvous with the Argama. The Mark II goes in and starts attaching itself to the booster. Wooder goes and mans the turret. He attacks the Mark II, knowing full well it will do damage to the Sudori, but to him, this is a suicide mission. Amado protects Kamille as he takes off. The Sudori is destroyed, killing Wooder and 4. He heads into lower Earth atmosphere and runs into the Argama. They spot him and pick him up. Once on board the Argama, Bright tells Kamille that Fa, Quattro, and Kotz are at Granada currently. Meanwhile, the Titans are planning Operation Apollo, where they plan to take control of Von Braun's city on the near side of the moon. This will give the Titans a strong foothold within the Spacenoid territory. Paptimus Sirocco is meeting with Gemitov Hyman. Sirocco personally made a literal blood oath to pledge loyalty to the Titans at the expense of his life. Back on the bridge of the Argama, Kamille and Torres get into a fight. Bright shows them what's up. He confines them to their rooms for now. Emma recognizes that Kamille fell in love on Earth. Sirocco is planning on meeting up with the Alexandria for Operation Apollo. Out in space, Jared and Moira Farrow are testing out the new Gapfly. Farrow was the one who helped Jared escape from the Battle of Jaburo.
If you're weak, you won't survive. If you're weak, you won't survive. If you're weak, you won't survive.
The RX-110 Gapfly is designed specifically by Paptimus Sirocco and is intended for mass production. This is one of the fastest units seen to date. It is a transformable mobile suit which can perform limited melee attacks with its claw arm. It has a mega particle gun, a beam saber, claw arm, and the Fedayeen rifle. The rifle is very powerful with a 6.6 megawatt output. The beam rifle can output a constant beam, which can turn into a beam saber, which is a really cool feature that we will start seeing in mobile suits from this generation of Universal Century. Both are practicing with one another. Sirocco comes in his Masala and tests the two pilots. He wants the two to be a part of his team, but Jared is very hesitant. Sirocco tells Moir and Jared that Jamatov's true intentions are to create a famine state on Earth. He wants to weed out the population, where Sirocco will come in and be their savior. All Jared wants, however, is to defeat the Mark II. They head out for the Argama. The AUG notices and launches their mobile suits as well. Emma heads out in the Rick Diaz, and Kamille heads out in the Mark II. They engage in battle. They notice the strength of its megaparticle cannon. The Gapfly is outpacing the mobile suits. Jared is able to take out Emma's Rick Diaz, but she is able to launch her escape pod. Kamille goes to protect Emma, but Moore comes in and outmatches Kamille. He ejects before they attack and destroy the Gundam Mark II. Two fighters come in to assist Kamille. It is Apolly and Fa. She is in the shuttle and catches Camille's body that was floating out into space. Fa mentions to Kamille that they brought back the Zeta Gundam. Apolly in the Zeta is able to take out one of Jared's Gapflies. Both teams retreat for now. Back at the ship, Shin is happy to see Kamille is happy to see Fa. On Sirocco's ship, Jared is prepared to take responsibility for losing a new mobile suit. But Sirocco tells him that he simply lacks determination. He takes Jared under his wing and gives him his own team to command. Back at the Argama, the crew preps the new Zeta Gundam. Kamille talks to Fa. She is going to become a pilot cadet and start piloting mobile suits. Kamille is mad that Fa has to fight, but she understands the greater picture of the current landscape. Meanwhile, on the Radish, we meet up with both Rekawa and Henkin. It has been a while since we have seen these two. Henkin was the former captain of the Argama before Bright took command, and Rekawa has been with the Radish since she escaped Jaburo with Kai. Rekawa is heading back to the Argama with the new mobile suit. Henkin gives Rekawa a present to give to Emma. Ooh, he got a crush. On the Argama, Kamille and Fa are bickering. It seems that Fa understands that his heart is still back on Earth with 4. In the break room, Bright and Emma have a conversation about how to deal with Kamille while Bright does the meme. You know the one, with the burger and everything? Back on Sirocco's ship, we meet with Jared's new teammates, Sarah and Sidley. As a lower-ranked member of a fascist organization who just attained a small morsel of power, the first thing he does is act like a fascist asshole to them. Also, let's discuss Sirocco's ship, the Dogose GR class. The Dogose GR class is the largest warship thus far by Earth Federation forces. Remember, during our History of Operation Stardust videos, we talked about how slow EFF is when it comes to keeping up with modern technological strategies when it comes to warfare. Even during UC-0083, they created the Birmingham-class ship, which was created after the 1-year war, but still didn't take mobile suits into consideration. Well, the Dogose GR class, GR? I'm still figuring it out, finally changes that for EFF. The warship definitely has mobile suits in mind when it comes to its design. It has a long-range mega-particle gun, a twin mega-particle gun, a secondary mega-particle gun, anti-air gun, and missile launcher. We will also see another version of this ship pop up later in UC-0096. They prepare to rendezvous with the Argama. When they head out, they happen to meet up with Rekawa in her Methus. The MSZ-006 Methus is the first true transformable mobile suit under Project Zeta. This Gundam's data will be later used to help create the Zeta Gundam. The primary form of the Methus is the mobile armor mode. It is a capable space fighter with extremely high mobility and excellent defensive capabilities. Because of this transformable frame, it does make it weak towards melee attack. However, its strength in being a dogfighting master makes up for its weakness. It has an arm beam gun, a beam saber, a grenade launcher, a shield, BRM-87 beam rifle, and a beam diffusion missile. Let's talk about the BRM-87 on beam rifle for a second because this is also the same beam rifle used by the Hyakushiki. Its output is about 2.8 megawatts and is powered by a replaceable E-Pack. The Methus is capable to equip 4 of these bad boys on the mobile suit if necessary. The Argama notices the action. They send out Kamille and Emma. Kamille can sense Rekuwa once again. Kamille launches in the Zeta Gundam. The MSZ-006 Zeta Gundam is considered the first success at a transformable mobile suit. The Delta Gundam was the first attempt, which they later turned the non-transforming version into the Hyakushiki. Of course, these units were created by Anheim Electronics, who currently is raking in all the money. It can transform into a cruising mode known as Wave Rider mode. In this form, it can enter the atmosphere without the help of any subflight systems. This unit also has generators in the shins inspired by the GP-01FB that we seen during Operation Stardust. Zeta Gundam is equipped with the biosensor, a quasi-psychomu device that assisted with the mobile suit's control using the pilot's brainwaves, improving its responsiveness. It has a 60mm Vulcan gun, a 2-tube grenade launcher, an anchor wire, a beam saber, beam rifle, a shield, and a mega launcher. The AE B-XB G35 Do 105 beam saber is a beam saber that has higher output than your standard beam saber. When attached in Wave Rider mode, the beam saber can also function as a beam gun, but this has a low output and is used mainly as a distraction. Emma launches in the Mark II while Kamille takes out the Zeta Gundam. Fa steals Erictia's and launches as well. Jared's team surrounds the Methus, but the Zeta Gundam comes in and helps. Fa is struggling to keep up with the rest. Emma and Rekuwa meet up. They try to get the Methus back to the Argama, but Jared comes in with the Gapthley. Jared notices Camille's new mobile suit. They engage and battle. Zeta is able to get behind Sidley in her Marasai and get a direct hit, destroying the mobile suit and killing Sidley. Jared is once again shamed, but Sirocco doesn't chastise him for losing a pilot. Sirocco notes that Sarah retreated before Jared gave her orders. He is very ominous in this moment towards Sarah. Back at the Argama, Emma slaps Fa for taking the Rick Diaz out without orders. She was acting on emotion. Emotion! Emma slap her again. Rekuwa gives Emma the present that Hinken gave her. And that will do it for this episode. One thing that I did not note is that the G Defensor was traveling with Rekuwa in our Methus, and we will get to see the G Defensor in action soon. We finally get to see the pivotal Zeta Gundam in action for the first time. I joke, but it is clear where many of the Gundam Seed Destiny story beats originally came from. In the next episode, we will see the Titans commence Operation Apollo and attack the Lunar City Von Braun, as well as see another colony drop. We will also see the death of high-ranking members on both sides of the war. But that will do it for this episode, new types. Remember that if it doesn't hit the first time, you can always try again 20 years later. Peace.